Hey guys, what's going on? So we're a few days away from the new year and everybody's making a New Year's resolution if you haven't made it already. Most common one is to get in shape, start exercising, the old new year, new me. One of the biggest questions a lot of people still ask is, well, what should I do? Should I do calisthenics? Should I do weight training? Which one is better? So I just figured we'd just look real quick at a few of the aspects of both of them and some of the most commonly asked questions. And hopefully that'll help you if you're still undecided. That's going to help you to make a decision and, get you going and keep you on track. So when we're talking about calisthenics, obviously we're talking about body weight training. We're moving some portion, some percentage of our body weight with each exercise that we do. And those exercises, the basic exercises, are going to be things like pull-ups, push-ups, and dips. And we're looking to build relative strength in relation to our actual body weight. And when it comes to weight training, we're obviously using external resistance. We're going to be using dumbbells, barbells, weight machines, and things like that. And with weight training, we're looking to build maximum strength. We're just looking to lift as much as we can, move as much weight as we can, get as strong as we can, regardless of our body weight. And some of the basic moves in the gym are going to be things like the bench press, deadlifts, overhead presses. So looking at some different aspects of both of them, we'll start with calisthenics. From a dollars and cents standpoint, calisthenics is cheap. You could do it at home, you could do it in your yard, you could do it at the park. Minimal equipment, maybe just need, your body, the ground, some gravity, maybe a pull-up bar. You can get really creative and you can advance. You can develop other skills with calisthenics, front levers, muscle ups, planche push-ups, things like that. You can develop a real body awareness, a mastery of your own body weight. And you can't necessarily get that in the gym, moving dumbbells and barbells. When we look at weightlifting, not necessarily always cheap. It's going to entail some type of gym membership, or you're going to have to outfit, a home gym, get some equipment, which isn't always cheap again, and outfit your garage or a spare room in your house. If you are a weightlifter and you're away from the gym or away from your home where you have your gym, your routine is going to kind of be on hold until you can get back to it. And another point that I wanted to touch on real quick was the risk of injury. It's my personal opinion that the risk of injury is greater when it comes to weightlifting. And that's not to say that you can't make a mistake and get injured with calisthenics, but I'm talking about pretty much from a beginner standpoint. If you're just starting off with basic calisthenics movements with body weight training, as opposed to going into the gym and not knowing how to perform a lot of the basic movements and maybe using too much weight. That's very common to see people in the gym that aren't doing movements correctly. There's a lot of ego lifting that goes on. So I think that, that risk of injury is going to always be a little bit greater when it comes to the gym. Now, obviously with calisthenics, if we're talking about the more advanced training, skills training, there's always that you can get injured doing any type of movement. But just from a basic beginner standpoint, I think that the risk of injury is going to be far less when it comes to calisthenics and basic bodyweight movements. Now, another very common question that comes up is, can I build muscle with calisthenics? The answer is an absolute yes. Some people argue that point, but it's resistance training. You absolutely can build muscle. To the degree that you can doing heavy weightlifting, maybe not, but as you advance with calisthenics, you can do weighted calisthenics, but you can absolutely build muscle size with calisthenics. And another point I hear people talk about is, does the strength that you develop with calisthenics and or weightlifting, do they transfer over to each other? In other words, if you just do calisthenics and build some strength doing calisthenics, can you go into the gym and lift weights? And yeah, I think you can represent yourself pretty well if you've done calisthenics and gone in. Now you go into the gym and you do some basic movements. Absolutely, strength is strength. It's going to carry over to some degree. Weightlifters, there's no reason why, they can't transfer over and do some basic calisthenics movements, the pull-ups, the push-ups, and the dips. Absolutely, if they've built up that, that strength, they should be able to do those movements. When it comes to the more advanced calisthenics movements, again, I mentioned earlier the front levers, muscle ups and handstand push-ups. I don't believe that somebody who's just done weight training is going to do too well with that right off the bat. Number one, it's a skill that you have to develop. I don't believe that weightlifters develop their core and their stabilizer muscles to the degree that somebody who's an advanced calisthenics athlete does. So there is some level of crossover, but again, it's the same but different. Another concern people have is, can I build a good physique with calisthenics like I can, with weightlifting? You can build a good physique, obviously you can with weightlifting, but you can absolutely do it with calisthenics. You're probably going to build a leaner, more athletic look with the calisthenics. But again, at the end of the day, the way you look, and your body composition is going to be a combination. It's going to be as a result of the combination of your training frequency, the training intensity, and most importantly, your nutrition, what you're putting in your body. Because generally speaking, we put shit in, we get shit out. Right? So no matter what exercise you do, no matter what modality, the nutrition is going to be the biggest part of, your body composition and how you look at the end of the day. So all that said, I think that the real question here isn't which one is better, which one is the best. It's going to be the one that suits you, the one that you prefer. It's very subjective. If your answer is, I just like to lift weights or I just like to do push-ups, well, then, it's all a moot point. You're going to do what you prefer to do, and as long as that keeps you motivated and as long as that's something that you could do over and over again. From my perspective, my personal opinion is I'd like to see a good combination of both. I think there's a place for both of them. I think they both have their benefits. If you develop some type of routine where you do a little bit of both, you're going to have that. I always use the term functional fitness. You could have the strength. You could certainly have a good physique if you add in the proper nutrition, the flexibility, the mobility. And I think it's just, you can just reap the benefits of both sides of the coin. Let me know down below what you think, what your opinion is, if you have a preference, how you do it, how you intend to do it. As always, appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you get your reps in and have a good day. I'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks, guys.